Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan, and
We're in new apparel. Look at that. We have a sponsor. Up
yeah,
yours? No, up
up
north.
north. I'll let you say it. Up north lettering. Thank you to
Howard Street.
Michael Egan for the nice sweatshirts. He's very kind. When you stopped by my house the other night, I was wondering what the hell is he doing here.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, Taxman's
Whoops.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, now your mom's really gonna be
I
mad.
know. But he had that nice surprise with the sweatshirt, and I always like wearing sweatshirts in the wintertime, and it's very nice of him to do that.
Well, I had to upgrade. ESPN gets new uniforms. We might as well get one too. Right?
So now we have our uniform
Yep.
sponsor.
Too bad we still get the two goofballs doing the show. But
Yeah,
now we're
I
okay.
can't. I couldn't get the Caribou this morning that early, so I don't have our unofficial
Oh,
sponsor.
that's right. No latte today.
No, so maybe after. But hey, it's been a very winter time's always hectic
Right.
when it comes to sports, especially high school sports. And
And I appreciate and thank you for letting me phone in last week.
oh, hey, that my mom said it. My mother said it worked out really well.
Well, I only had
So,
one ugly guy to look
Yeah,
at.
that's it. So they said I kept the show together,
Good.
which I don't know if that means anything or
Yeah,
not.
I
But
wish I were still there. No offense.
but yeah, let's Wednesday night or Tuesday night, the Hibbing High School boys hockey team played
Hermantown.
and
The school that drafts. I mean,
okay. No, I'm not going to go there with you with that one. But they had Hermantown. Prior to that game, they played War Road on Saturday, and they actually lost to War Road 3-1, and that snapped. They had a 103 game winning streak against Class A schools during the regular season,
wow.
dating back to 2013, I believe.
Wow.
So I asked Coach Rewerts about what kind of team he thinks he's going to see, and angry. I said, "Do you think they're going to be angry?" And he goes, "Well, we know what to expect from them. I mean, they're not going to change anything up after even though they lost." But I talked to their coach after the game, and they were not angry. They were motivated, And if you're motivated and that good,
Yep.
I mean, they just kept coming. They were relentless.
But Hibbing, skated with them was about 2-0 and going into the third. So unfortunately, they lost 6-0. But hey, it's
Well, the Hermantown coach rolled 4 lines. Hibbing probably only played 3, I'm assuming, because I don't think we just don't have the depth to run 4 lines. And it's not like Hermantown has that one big top line like they used to have, because the Plant brothers are gone and they lost a few other guys.
Right.
But now they got 9. They have 9 guys that are like the same.
yeah. Well,
So I mean, it's like you're not dropping off any when you put guys on the ice.
well, I'm sure their second and third line are probably better than most starting lines, that they play. So again, it's we talked about Hermantown over the years and how they're able to draft and get players from around there to come into their schools. So you can do that, you're going to have a good team.
Well,
So
Yeah,
if you
you
hear
know
me
what?
in Hermantown, he's the one that put me up to it.
all right, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But defensively, all their defensemen were strong. They didn't give Hibbing hardly any time and space, which is the big key in hockey. It looked like they knew what we were doing every time, because they just put a defenseman right in the way, and they back check. They don't slough off.
Well,
I mean,
it's a tribute to their coaching staff.
well, it is. I mean, and the coach told me they worked them on Monday very hard, because they want to play. There's a certain style they play, and they don't vary from it. And and they showed it. But Hibbing, it was 2-0, but Hibbing only had 5 or 6 shots on net after 2 periods. And if the Hibbing wants to compete with them in the playoffs, they're going to have to get a little bit more offensive minded. And I mentioned to one of the assistant coaches and to even Eric after the game, that first goal Hermantown scored in the first period, we were bringing the puck down the ice, and we got into their zone and we got into the circle, And then we all of a sudden, instead of maybe putting this is about 10 to 15 seconds left in the period. If the kid puts the shot toward the net, that goal doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because whether he scores or it's saved or puck goes behind the net, you're killing off another 4 or 5 seconds. Instead, they try to drop pass, and it played right into Hermantown's hands. They pick it up, transition down, and they get the goal. So, quit being too cute offensively. Just shoot the puck. It's not rocket science.
Kind of like our professional team.
Yeah. They get too cute,
We'll
too,
talk
sometimes.
about them later,
yeah.
right?
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that goal happens. No, obviously Hermantown's certainly, they dominated and they put 40-some shots on net.
Yeah.
Braden Boyer, I gotta put kudos out to him because he was fantastic. No, he obviously stopped the shots he's supposed to stop, but he did make a couple nice. A kid had it alone, stole a puck at the blue line and broke in alone, and Boyer stoned him.
Good.
Midway through the third. So I mean, he's very, congratulations to him. I know 6-0 doesn't sound good, but
Better than 7-0.
Yeah, it could have been. They didn't get that 6th goal till under a minute was remaining in the period, so it really didn't go into running time. Right. So that's not bad. And 2-0 going into the third, like you said, respectable.
Right. Well, hopefully it's a learning deal for the Blue Jackets that they can. I don't know who they played.
They played tonight and Thursday night against North Shore.
Okay.
So the level of competition is up here. Now it's going to go.
Well, let's hope they.
So hopefully they play. They play like Hermantown against North Shore, and they shouldn't have any concerns. But if they give North Shore a chance, they've been playing teams tough, I've heard. So they have to pick up their pace of play and make sure that they don't drop a section game to North Shore. Girls hockey goes to Denfeld or Marshall tonight. They're having troubles. They don't have that one legitimate goal scorer or 2 legitimate goal scorers, and they're just having trouble scoring goals. They play hard. They give effort for 51 minutes, but they have to start finding ways to put the puck in the net. So that takes care of them. Hopefully, they can start. I mean, playoffs. You imagine that playoffs are coming up for them, probably a week or two. Yeah. Because they usually start their playoffs either at the end of January or the start of February. Yeah. So, it's like
not too far away.
No, it's unbelievable. But hey, January's flying by.
Well, when you travel the world like our producer-director does run, there's times of no importance. It's just
time just
here today, gone tomorrow.
Then when you're down like my co-host here, who's down watching poisonous snakes slither by in the front yard, and you get a little break from the winter.
Yeah. What's that joke? I heard you got bit by a rattler down in Florida. Yeah, the rattler did fare out too well.
Yeah. So their boys basketball, I believe they got beat by Denfeld last week, I believe, on Saturday actually. They lost by I think 22 points, which is all you take small victories. Right. I mean, and they were competitive, I heard.
Yep.
And that's all you want them to be is competitive, and because they're learning, so it's going to take some time.
Oh, they're still pretty young too, so.
Oh yeah, they're going to be young all year, yeah. So that's never going to change. So hopefully, they have Bemidji and Hermantown coming up the next 2 days, so they're going to be tested again.
Yep.
No game's easy.
Are they at home or away?
No, they're both on the road.
Okay.
There's Bemidji tonight, and I believe Hermantown Friday night. So
okay,
that'll be.
It's part of the learning process.
Yeah,
correct?
It is. Girls basketball.
Same thing.
Yeah, I mean they've just lost. I know 2 in a row for sure.
Yep.
They lost to Esco and they lost to Grand Rapids, but Grand Rapids is probably the class of the Section 7 AAA.
Well, and Esco's got a pretty good team this year.
Esco-
They always have good basketball teams.
I'm gonna be honest that this is not the best ESCO team I've seen
Okay.
in my years of covering the girls basketball team.
See, that goes back to when they used to shoot at a corn basket.
Well,
or
when they had
something,
3
wasn't it?
people on one side of the
Yeah.
court and 3 people on the other side of the court.
There you go.
So they did not. I mean, they're good, but it's not. I remember Esco being a team that had a bunch of 3-point shooters, and they only shot like 1 or 2 in that game. They did most of their damage in the paint.
They used to have some height too at one time, didn't they, Esco?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
girl.
know if they were real tall. Maybe, well, yeah, a little bit. I think those 2 girls, I can't remember their names now.
Yep.
This was a few years. Boy, this is dating us. But that was a few years ago where they had that 6'8"
Nobody
girl.
will date us.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, Hibbing had a chance to win that game, and they just didn't. Defensively, they couldn't rebound.
Yeah.
And if you can't rebound and you're giving teams 2 or 3 or 4 looks at the basket,
It doesn't help.
yeah, 1 out of 4 is going to go in. So,
All right. Well, now that all the doom and gloom is done, let's talk about.
well, skiers have had a decent. Carter Bungarden and Adam Vinipol have done real well in the Alpine, and Hilda Nucky and Sylvie Wetzel and a couple of the other girls. I'm not going to start naming names because I won't remember them all.
Right.
But they've skied well. They've, going up against Duluth East and Cook County. They've been dominating pretty much the boys and girls.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how the schools that have a, what do they call it, a ski range,
Oh, a mountain or a hill.
in their backyard. How
Yeah.
well they do.
Yeah, it's amazing that they. I mean, I know we go over to Giants Ridge every day,
Yeah.
or as far as I know, every day. But I mean, it would be nice that you could take a kid here
Yeah.
and.
They should have a meet up at Pill Hill and ski down the hill there. We used to take the sled out there with the
Yeah.
kids. Lay off of that tree. Which one?
And don't hit the garbage
Don't
cans
hit
at
the
the
garbage
bottom.
can, yeah.
The big metal canisters down there on the bottom of the hill there. But yeah, so congratulations to them for performing well. They might have a shot to get somebody to state.
Yep.
So Rock Ridge has been skiing about. They've been skiing about the same as Rock Ridge, but it's kind of funny that I bet they almost like train together. Because they're both going.
I'm sure they all
over to
know each
Rock
other,
Ridge,
each other on the hill, yeah.
So it's kind of a friendly rivalry there between the 2 schools.
Well, it's actually
Wrestlers.
3 schools because Evelyn is
Well,
Rock Ridge too.
Okay, yeah, that's true. And then wrestling, I know they go to Grand Rapids today with a triangular, I think, with Rapids and Piers. They got beat by Grand Rapids the last week, I believe, and it's just the middle weights. It was 12-12 when I got there, or it was going to be 12-12 because Christian Jelly pinned his opponent. But after 120, Rapids racked up 21 to 27 straight points in the middle. And then once it got to Bryson Larrabee, then the comeback started. But they lost the match in there. I can't remember if it was by fall or just by decision, which kind of
Dictated the
outcome of the match. Yeah, if they had turned that around, they might have been able to at least tie them or something.
Right.
I'm not going to say they'd win, but it would be nice to see them start to dominate again. I mean, I covered a lot of wrestling in my first few years, and we were so good. It was fun. I mean, Rapids was always good, so it was always a battle. St. Francis was always good, so you always a battle with them. Just in the sections and stuff like that. We didn't go to state every year.
Well, they got 6 or 7 kids that have an opportunity maybe to go to state, correct?
Yeah, there's 6 of them. I'm hoping that Drew Shea is finally back from that broken wrist he suffered in football. I mean, I just can't imagine having to sit out, a month or 2 like that. But hopefully when he gets back, that strengthens us up a little bit at the top again, which is already strong. But that's just the way it goes right now.
Imagine you and I trying to make the wrestling team.
Well, I'd be looking.
They got
up.
a super heavyweight?
Yeah, I'd be looking up at the ceiling every time if I was with those young kids. I wouldn't have to worry. I just
You
go down.
Just lay down. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done.
I hurt myself snowblowing the other day, so I was like, yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
Not even going to ask. Nope, not going to go there.
No, I banged my knee. I must have slipped on some ice and
Oh.
hit the knee against the snowblower. And
I did notice when I pulled up there today to drop off some stuff at the house that the driveway was a little slippery. So
yeah,
it wasn't down to the concrete like it usually
no, it
is.
was until that snow came.
Yeah.
Or then it started melting and then it got icy. I'll have to throw some salt out there to get it down. Gotta have that obsessive compulsive behavior, you know.
And by the way, I was going to compliment whatever you had for dinner that night. Really smelled
Oh,
good.
good.
Notice how he invited me in to have dinner.
What night was that?
Got any leftovers? No, there's nothing. Go home.
If it was Monday, I think my son cooked.
Oh, well, he's a very good cook. then.
Yeah, it smelled, yeah. No, it was, did some chicken stuff,
Oh, okay.
so.
All right. High school, college, what's going on? Oh, we're running low on. We got
No, we got plenty of
we
time.
got the Vikings and all.
Well,
that.
let's
Others
go.
will-
Let's start with the
winners.
Vikings.
What?
Did it surprise you?
No. No, not at all. And I, to be honest with you, I didn't even watch the game. In fact, we were on our way back from Florida, and one of the guys, had the TV, and he's watching it. I said, well, you can turn that off because I don't care to watch it either.
Oh.
But, it was just a typical Minnesota professional team experience. You do well all year, and then come playoff time, it's boom, you're done.
You get invested.
Yep.
You think, hey, they've won 11 games by one score. Maybe. I mean, the defense is suspect.
Yep.
But you're thinking, well, maybe.
Yeah, I think they need a new defensive coordinator. And the other thing is, it's 4th and 8 or whatever it was at the end of the game. You need 8 yards, and you throw a 3-yard pass. What's that tell you? Oh, geez.
Well, the word I've been getting on that one is that he was running out of time and he didn't have a whole lot of time to go downfield. But
He hadn't had time all year.
well,
He still got it done.
I know, but that's what they're going to tell you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You just don't get invested in that team, and I feel sorry for the 60,000 rubes that were drinking the purple Kool-Aid the other day, and
Yeah. The $10-12 a pop.
and they go to these games, and you think, okay, we're going to battle to get to the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden your aorta's crushed again, or your soul's crushed again, depending. So I don't even.
But it's not just the 60 people that go to that game. You've got the downtown area all lit up in purple, and you got all the communities involved in it, and then they go out and do a performance like that. And again, the offense, I can't really blame the offense. Yeah, they have a few guys missing on the offensive line, but they were bad anyways. But their defense, you can't give up 30 points a game and expect to win.
Mm-mm. And the talk I heard the other day, Pete Bursich was on with Paul Allen on KFan, and you're supposed to be, as the season goes on, you're supposed to be ascending.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be getting better and better and better. I don't think this defense, it didn't ascend. I think it was bad, and then it descended to the point where they couldn't cover anybody. I mean, from what I heard, the Giants are running roughshod over through
open.
the center of the field, which has been the problem all year. They've been giving up big chunks of yards, but it's bend and not break.
Yeah.
Well, it broke.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I wish we could get into it more detail. Maybe it'd be nice to have phone calls for people that call in and.
Yeah. We can't do it live,
But
though.
no, but just to see. I mean, because I know we don't sit here and go into it as in depth as we probably could.
Right.
But we don't have the time to do that. We don't have a 3-hour show.
And it's not all negative, nearly. I mean, they had a great season. And I think that's one of the reasons they were able to draw in so many people and get them so hyped up, and that, we always have a chance to win because we won 11 games, at the end. So we'll see what happens to them next year. But, look at Matt Blair now. He's playing for the Cowboys, and he's in the playoffs.
Oh. Well, they had their big season-ending press conference yesterday, and I was listening to KFan before you came down to the studio, and they talked about Ed Donatel, and nobody wants to see anybody ever lose a job.
Nope.
But
Well, you know
I
what they
don't
say
know.
in the NFL.
yeah, okay, I know.
Not for long.
Thank you. That's got to come up every week. So you did.
At least something comes up
Yeah,
every
every
week
week.
between the two of us.
Yeah.
Actually, in the paper last week that NFL staff.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, they came in with this big idea to go to a 3-4 from a 4-3, and I don't think that worked.
No.
And they couldn't stop the run in some games, and I don't know if that's now, is it Ed Donatel, or is it the scheme, or is it the players? It's all probably all of them.
I think that combination of all of it, but unfortunately, you bring in a new scheme, like you said, do you have the personnel to attack with that scheme? I don't think they did.
Mhm.
So instead of, swallowing their pride a little bit and going back to what worked, they stuck to what didn't work. So,
Mhm. Yeah, and it made you sit on the edge of your seat the whole season,
right.
not knowing.
Yeah.
They made some stops during the season. I mean, they did come up big sometimes, but when it really counted
No.
in the playoffs, they didn't.
Yep.
Because like they said, I heard that, the Vikings get the ball, first drive of the game, go 75 yards in 12 plays. Then they kick off, New York gets the ball, holding penalty, sends them back to the 15. And I think Mark Rosen was the guy who said it. He goes, now you think that now the defense can come up and step up.
Yep.
But the Giants had no trouble going,
Right down the field. Yep.
85 yards and getting a touchdown. And
But
then
the other thing it shows you, their New York quarterback shows how nice it is to have a quarterback that can actually move. And unfortunately, our quarterback is a pocket quarterback and always will be.
Mhm.
So,
Well, yeah, and he was their leading rusher.
1 yard.
Yeah, I mean that when your quarterback's your leading rusher for the Giants, and Saquon Barkley's a very good back, but he outrushed Barkley. Jones did. So, you know what? Good for New York. Now they go to where? They're playing
Philadelphia in Philly,
and San Francisco has
Dallas.
So it's going to be a couple good games.
Yep.
But being a sports guy, the NFL is in the back of my
Yeah.
memory
Right now.
banks right now. I don't, I won't watch another game the rest of the year.
You watch Super Bowl.
No, I don't even watch a Super Bowl.
No,
So,
you don't go for all that hype either, huh?
no.
Okay.
So.
Well, I think they got Milli Vanilli singing at halftime.
They still around?
I don't know.
So there. So good luck to every team. I mean, now San Diego blew a 27-point lead.
Yeah, I see they fired their defensive coordinator yesterday.
How about their head coach?
No, he's still there.
Because he and O'Connell are like that,
Yeah.
and he was a defensive coordinator.
Well,
Maybe if they get rid of him, maybe you can bring him
Yeah.
here, because he's not a bad coach. I mean, you lost, but hey, big,
Yeah.
But no, Jacksonville. You really buy into Jacksonville?
Nope.
I mean, but hey, they're winning.
Yep.
So I mean, they're doing more than we did. So it's Jacksonville, and who's left there? Kansas City, Buffalo, and Cincinnati.
Yep.
So there's some really good games this weekend.
Yeah, the only good news out of the NFL this past week is the fact that young man from Buffalo is up and moving, and doesn't look like it's going to be real serious. So that's good news. He's able to get out of the hospital and at home watching the game. So,
Now you wonder if he's going to play again.
well,
I mean, if he's going to have a whole year to heal up here.
Yep.
So
they still haven't said what happened.
Yeah,
they
that's
still
true.
don't. But they're premier athletes. So
yeah, well, it shouldn't take him long to get back into shape.
look at us.
Yeah, we're perfect shape.
Where's the beer?
Yeah. Now the Wild,
Hey, how
they're
about
on a
the
hot
Wild?
streak again.
Yeah.
They're picking up points. They're going to have to bank those points to, make sure that they don't.
Blow it at the end.
Yeah. And
Hey, they
have-
looked really good the other night against Washington.
Yeah, they did. The first period they didn't. Second period they did. Third period, about half of it they looked okay. But no, good for them. Now they have Carolina, Florida, and Tampa coming up. So they're going through the
That's the three northern teams that play in.
yeah. Yeah, they're going through the gauntlet now with those three teams. So hopefully they can, maybe win three of the 4 games, or maybe win all 4 of them. Yeah, what the heck? Why not?
It's amazing how the Florida teams are kind of like the powerhouses of the NHL right now.
Yeah. Well, I heard Florida's not doing as well this year as they
No.
have in the past. But Tampa Bay's still good. Carolina's good.
Yep.
So, hey, get 2 wins. The Wolves, they got beat by
4 last
Denver.
night.
Yeah.
Denver.
So last night. They're missing everybody. They were shorthanded last night. These calf injuries
Yeah.
are starting to get frustrating.
The Byron Buxtons of the Timberwolves.
Yeah. Towns and McLaughlin are out with calf strains.
And what is a calf strain? Do you know?
Well, I don't know. But the one thing,
In the old days, you used to put some of that heat stuff on your calf and wrap it and go out there and play.
but I think I heard that's what happened to Klay Thompson or somebody out west, and they brought him back Kevin Durant it was. They brought him back,
Too early.
and then he ruptured his Achilles.
Yeah.
So, I guess you're better off being safe than sorry, because right now, but
Especially
you still
at
got to get in the playoffs.
Especially at $30 million a year, you got to make sure that guy is well protected.
Yeah, no, I get it, but yeah, they got to make sure that they're healthy before they come back. The Twins, they signed Chris Paddock to 3 years. He's just coming off Tommy John surgery, so we decided to sign him for 3 more years.
Another Tommy John.
Yeah, so that.
They got their.
But they got their guy when Carlos came back.
Oh
so,
yeah, $700 million or whatever it was.
No, they need
How
to
can
make.
how can he flunk every physical from every other team that comes back to Minnesota and passes? I don't.
No,
You think that was a ploy?
maybe,
No.
but I think like we talked last week. I think he had more money from Minnesota. Now in the years, it's, the
Yep.
fewer years, but
I do give him credit though. When you watch that press conference, the guy likes Minnesota. He wants to be here. His family likes it. So that's half the battle.
yeah, he's not living here now. Though. There's
Happy
no
wife,
ways-
happy life. You know how that goes.
Yeah, but he's not living here in February and January.
Oh no, that's vacation time.
Yeah, he's around. He's around.
Yeah.
He's living down south somewhere, so
Oh.
he's not used to the winters, I'm sure, up here.
Yep.
But yeah, but he has played in the cold weather here, obviously in April. So,
All right,
but yeah, hey, we
did it again.
My disembodied voice came back this
Yep.
week, and it's nice to see him. And thank you again to Up North.
Up North
Lettering.
Lettering on Howard Street.
And for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again next week.
Hibbing Public Access Television would like to thank U.S. Bank for providing us with studio space.